Alright guys, we're back again for yet another Bleach Brave Souls video, and we pretty much have another part to the anime broadcast celebration, although this time around it's going to be named a Brave Souls campaign since we just had it last month. Now, this is pretty much what's going to be coming up. Of course, this is going to be coming with Giselle, Zombietta, and Cirucci. We're going to be discussing the banner in a good minute once we have covered everything that is going to be dropping throughout this celebration right here. We have another set of free 1000 Year Blower singles, and it's going to update the poll once more to include the new Zombietta, Giselle, Cirucci, and you even have Candice and Mask to pull from here. But besides that, it's every single 1000 Year Blower character that has ever been released in the game. So that's all you guys really need to know from this free single. It's another one, which is nice to have. And then we have more free multis this time around, a mix of both seasonals and premium characters, and they actually have updated the lineup a bit more. It now goes up to Halloween, Momo, and Tosho, but for whatever reason they decided to exclude the 8th anniversary characters, which isn't good if you guys ask me. It's pretty dumb. So starts from the old Kioras and goes all the way up to these two seasonal characters. Okay, I mean, another set of free multis, nothing wrong with that. I would just prefer the ones that have 1000 Year Blower characters if you guys ask me, but I'm not one to complain. And this time around, we're gonna have the campaign orders, which will allow us to get our hands on 1000 Year Blower anime accessories, and these are pretty much the ones we have gotten beforehand. So if you guys have missed out on these types of accessories, you now have a second chance of being able to obtain them. And then here is the point event. It's just the regular 10 million point event. There's no special move source being added onto this, so you just do the event, get the Essence Scrolls, get the orbs, and pretty much just be done with it. And then of course you do get a Brave Ribbon by the time you are done with this type of point event. Once you reach 10 mil, pretty easy. Just make sure you farm the event and make sure you have the bonus characters at your disposal to be able to do so. Bambietta Epic Raid is also going to be available starting tomorrow. You can get your hands on a Bambi familiar. Extra's actually going to be very happy about this. We'll see how this type of Epic Raid will be in terms of difficulty, because this is going to be a brand new one, so I do expect it to be just a tad bit more difficult compared to the older Epic Raids. The bonus lineup could be better, but you do have farmers in the mix. But besides that, just make sure to bring your best character overall, and you should be completely fine with being able to clear this out if you do not have a bonus character. Rukia Special Training Extra is also going to be available once more, as well as the limited time Yu-Gi-Oh! Ascension character quest, which gets you more cones than ever. And then this is available for Path to Power and Path to Friendship. Other than that, pretty much the usual stuff. Now, before jumping into the banner, let's see what these whale packs will offer. Enjoy Brave Souls pack. That's so funny because they are still keeping the same stupid bullcrap rate of being able to get a 40% chance of getting one of these characters, and then you have an unfeatured pull rate. It's nice that Future Society Ulk is in here, but I wouldn't really recommend picking this up. It's 25 euros, and you're not even going to be guaranteed to get one of the characters you want. So yeah, there's that, and it does have an unfeatured pull rate, which is pretty much the same as last time. It ends from the Fierce Battle Aronira and Rukia, though Gin and User and Tosho, so nothing's been changed. And then you have the most expensive one, where you pick 5, get one randomly, and this is what the ticket lineup is going to be looking like. You do have Mashiro, which is a solid super potion link for power, great damage buffer to the likes of 1000 Year Blower, Soifon, and Mugetsu. This Nad Rukia, which sadly is dead if you have 9th Annie Kenpachi with the damage buffers. Tensa, which is still pretty solid as a character to use. Ulk, I mean, he's aged out, but as an Ulk fan, he's still not a bad character to use, and once you get more dupes invested into him, he'll be quite solid. Plus then a Link Slot Potion character, a damage buffer for Heart Humans, another Link Slot Potion character, Droplet, and then this character for Gale Quest. You guys get it. Other than that, this pack, if you can afford it, I mean, sure, but I don't really think it's that worth it if you guys ask my honest opinion. And this has been data mined just now, but we're going to be getting the SAFWY Kenpachi rerun banner. Obviously, I would not recommend anyone to summon on these characters because these are just way too old, and I would not recommend even trying to do the discounts whatsoever. Like, if you guys want to look for good characters to summon on, go for 1000-year blower. We don't know when this is coming, but again, just do not summon. Alright, now here we are with the banner, and if you guys have used the timeline to skip to this part of the video, you guys will pretty much know the answer already. Did you guys summon on this banner? Alright, I'm going to sum it down into two answers. For GQ tryhards, unfortunately, yes. The reason why I say this is because both Giselle and Bambietta are going to be replacing the 7th anniversary Ichigo for both the ranged Soul Reaper and ranged Rancor leads, which are both GQs, which need a much more updated main lead because we have gotten bad characters throughout last year and this year, which never have really replaced them. And now we pretty much got the characters, and these are just going to be really good, even though Bambi, she's going to be more so specialized in Guild Quest, and outside of that, she's just a bit mediocre, if you guys ask me, and we'll get into why. But for you guys that are new and are missing characters, sure, but for you guys that don't care about Guild Quests and everything else, you guys are mainly at an endgame account. Alright, if you guys don't care about Guild Quest, you feel like you can still clear with 7th anniversary Ichigo, you have a max transcended, then you guys can pretty much skip this banner. More importantly, we're not too far off from the end of year. We're literally 2 months away. So if you guys care more so about that, you guys can completely choose to skip the banner, save your orbs, and do all that stuff. So that's pretty much about it. That's the answer completely summarized. Now, we do have the individual banners coming out as well, but that's only going to be after the 15th. So that's pretty much about it. Now, let's just take a look at the individuals real quick. Unfortunately, the individual banners are actually quite mediocre. Now, Giselle does have one good filler, and that's Ikaku. But that's it. Dantenbein, just a links up potion link. This Abidama, I have to be honest, I have him 5/5. I've never used him anywhere else, and the fact that he's a character that is meant to do mainly damage by not inflicting status ailments, yeah, Chief, that's not gonna work too nicely. I have to be 100% honest, and we're more than likely gonna get like another NAD character for Captain Nightmare. But that's pretty much about it. And then this Mayuri is just dead. I have to be honest, he's not good anymore. Zombietta, terrible. Terrible. You have Shuhei, which is another +5 links off potion link. Droplet character, damage buffer to Unohana. I'm pretty sure most of you guys will already have this Shinji. And then Cirucci, why would you even summon on Cirucci? I have to be 100% honest. Damage buffer, but it's bad. You're worthless. Your damage buffer, your droplet. Yeah, this is not good. I have to be 100% honest. And don't even bother to summon on Cirucci's banner. I have to be honest. And then the main banner fillers. Yeah, we're going to break these down, but this is what we have in terms of fillers, which, I have to be honest, I don't think it's that bad, but if you guys ask me, it could have been a lot better because I'm looking at this on a lot of different perspectives. Now, breaking down the overall characters, Giselle is going to be another tech character with the Soul Reaper Killer Plus ability. That's going to be pretty damn insane. And she also has an EX move where she plants a 900 radius vortex attack. And funny enough, has a faster activation time than the likes of Hollow Bankai Toshiro, and it's going to help with inflicting Dominate against the enemies. She has, or he has, a new status ailment called Dominate. Basically, once you inflict that ailment, every one of their enemies are going to try to attack each other, kill themselves, and if it's against just one individual, pretty much kill himself. Yeah, I have to be honest, Giselle is literally low-tier god.
You should kill yourself now!
Okay, I had to say that, but yeah, going into everything else, he does have strong attack reaches time of -14%, with the innate abilities of Sprinter +1, Paralysis Immunity, Havoc of 20%, and then the skills, for whatever reason, they put Bruiser on this unit, which is stupid. Like, you're not going to be using your normal attacks at all with this character, so why even give the unit Bruiser? That's just so wasted, bro. You know what this could have been? Full stamina damage boost, bro. Freaking damn it. But at least has Berserker 60, Frenzy +2, Bombardment, a debilitator of +7 seconds, and this is really nice. Team Party, Technique Attribute, Character Damage to Status Summon affected enemies of +30%. So now, the crazy thing is that 1000 Year Blower Shinji was missing a damage buffer for when it came to doing more damage against enemies that are afflicted by an ailment. And now, thanks to Giselle, you have yourself a mini Akon. If you pull this Giselle right here and slap on the Mugetsu link, you pretty much have a discount Akon, and that's going to be very nice for his ranged Squad Zero guild quest for when it does return. But going back on topic with the character, also has damage to dominated enemies of 100%. Very good that they already decided to up it up to 100% because we don't even have a bonus ability set where you can give the unit more damage to dominated enemies. So with this, pretty much for when it comes to using him in guild quest, you need to have full stamina damage boost and SP active once you have him at 2.5. And then it has increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers, weakened defense, sharpshooter, and 80% SP boost. So yeah, the skills are really good, and the kit is good too. Like, he has a brand new SA1, which is an 840 AoE in front. That's crazy. A cone-shaped attack as an SA1. Granted, it's not the 960, but that's still really good. I like it. SA2, unfortunately, is going to be the Vortex into pushback attack. Basically like Valentine's Day Ruruka, but can inflict ailments, so I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. And then you have a full screen SA3. Other than that, really good tech character. Arguably between number 2 and number 3, I'd with 1000 Year Blower Shinji, but of course not taking the number 1 spot for tech. But hey, if you guys have saved the Technique move source, which we got last month, and you guys want to 5-5 this unit, good luck. Good luck. Now, going over Zombie Bambi now. Unfortunately, this character, this is the true definition of a unit that is only going to be good in Guild Quest, and if you want to use her outside of Guild Quest, you need to make sure that the killer is active. Which, guess what? In Lancelot Trials, she's not going to have that active, so it's going to make me question it. Now, thankfully, Lancelot Trials are a bit easier to tackle on this time around, so you're not going to even need that much DPS. But essentially, the character in that mode, considering there are no Arankars, she's going to play as if she has just regular Frenzy +2. I'm not joking. Just regular Frenzy +2. And you guys will see why. So, Arankar Killer Plus as the killer, good. Contact reaches time of -12%, damage to lacerated enemies of 30%. Okay, that's pretty cool. Burn +1, Havoc of 20%, Fire immunity, and then the rest of the skills, Bruiser once again wasted. Could have been Berserker, and has Devastation of 50%, Debilitator of +2 seconds, damage to lacerated enemies of 70%, so with the Salt Rate, it's going to go up to 100%. And then damage to burning enemies of 40%. Yeah, and then you have the increased status summon chance against Arankars. So for Guild Quest, the character is actually going to be pretty good to use. She's going to be better than both 7th Anniversary Ichigo and whatever garbage Arankar killer came after him, like Parasol Rukia, who else was it? Rengiku, 1000 Year Blower version. Yeah, this character is going to be a lot better than the other 3 characters. Weakened defense, Poise, which should have been freaking SP boost, Sharpshooter, so Guard Break and nullifies range resistance, and then you have 3 Guild Quest skills. 50% kill effect in Guild Quest. Outside of Guild Quest, 30%. I wish you could make use of it in co-op, but we don't have Arankar enemy mobs. That's the issue. And then you have range damage of 10%, pretty low, but then in Guild Quest you get 30%. And then Frenzy +2, Frenzy +3 in Guild Quests. Okay, now again, for Guild Quest, I do see this character being very effective. I don't see too much of an issue, and it's very interesting that they decided not to give her Berserker and the SP boost, but seeing the damage calcs and how this character is going to perform, she should be pretty solid for the Arankar Killer Plus. I'm not going to say anything like how I was with Uetsu, with saying that he's not going to be as good as Yuha when he turned out to be better than him And Caleb is pretty much clearly experimenting with these characters. And I know some people in their comments are going to be saying, bro, what the fuck are you saying, Death Smasher? This character does not have Berserker and 80% SP boost. And I get it. I fucking get that. But in Gale Quest, she's going to be completely solid. Once you factor in the Frenzy +3, the killer effect, the range damage. Keep in mind, you can get the damage to lacerate enemies to 140%. With the damage to burning enemies of 40%. And guess what? This character is going to be accompanied by 9th Anniversary Grammy. So more strong attack damage and damage to element affected enemies on top of this unit. So for Gale Quest, she's definitely going to be solid. For PvE, I have to be honest, she feels mid. And it's unfortunate too, because she has the 3k length beam, 960 in front, and then the full screen SA3. So Extra is very upset with this, and I don't blame him for this. I do too kind of feel like this. Especially with the fact that they made her, you know, the character for slot 2 in Limit Breaker. Who the hell's idea this was, I don't know. But again, I do think that this character is going to be pretty good in Gale Quest. But will she age nicely over time? I don't know about that, man. I have to be 100% honest with y'all. And then Cirucci. Okay, this is a ranged NAD killer for ranged Squad 0 killer. And she has Squad 0 Killer Plus. Okay, I'm completely fine with this. Alright? Normal attack damage of 35%, with Sprint +1, long reach of 20%, and guard break. So, yeah. Here's everything. Flurry +1, Flurry +2 in Gale Quest. Team Party, Heart Attribute Character, normal attack damage of 20%. Half stamina only, decreased damage taken of -50%. Range damage 30%. Killer effect 50%. Freeze immunity, multi-barrier +2, healer, bruiser of 50%, with the NAD 35%, it's going to go up to 85%, poise, and medic. Guys, I actually see something missing. What is it? Oh, this character cannot boost. He cannot debuff. And, is, you know, missing those essential skills. Essentially, they just gave us a healer and a barrier unit, but without having the fundamental of being able to boost or debuff. Hello? This is an end-of-month NAD unit, and I'm pretty sure that the Tech Tanjiro had way more value. This feels like a mid-month NAD unit, because that's how they did Retsu. Literally. That's how they did Retsu and Yama. They just gave us flat NAD characters that cannot boost or debuff. And we needed a booster for this 1 GQ rotation. What are you guys thinking? And the crazy thing is that Ikkaku can debuff. Like, sure, this character's gonna be stronger DPS-wise compared to Ikkaku, but guess what? You're not using him and Cirucci in the same rotation. No, you need to have a booster. Like, you need him if you're gonna be using 1,000... And yeah, 1,000-Year Blow Shinji is more needed. Will he come back this month? I don't think so. It's gonna take a while until then. But I just don't know what the hell they were thinking with this character. Caleb, you just... I don't know, man. You continue to surprise me every day with how you do so many wrong decisions on your units, man. That's all I can say. Okay, now we can easily break down the fillers and talk about them. It's been a solid minute. Let's get to it. Starting off the banner fillers, we have As Not returning. I think this is the second time a new 1,000-Year Blower banner comes out, and he's back as a filler, because he was featured on the Oetsu and Tenjiro banner. But anywho, the character itself, not really too crazy right now. I have to be honest, even for Gale Quest, he's pretty much hard replaced by a lot of different characters to use for ranged no affiliation, Holobankai Toshiro. But besides that, if you want to use this character, he's just a character with Frenzy +2, has the 80% SP boost, no Berserker, but does have damage to slowed enemies and damage to weakened enemies of 40% with a Debilitator +5 seconds, Havoc of 20%, Multi-Bear +2, Sharpshooter, cannot inflict status elements on the SA2, which I freaking hate. And, yeah, that's pretty much about it. He doesn't have Berserker, and he's only going to be really good once you get more dupes invested into him, because he does have a full range collision kit, 40% shave, which I don't mind. I actually do like the SA more than ever. SA2, unfortunately, Vortex into pushback attack, which is basically the same as Giselle, but you cannot inflict status elements. And then you have an SA3 that is an 80 radius. Not even 1200 radius full screen, but it's still solid. But It's the SA2 that pretty much killed the character. I have to be 100% honest with you guys. If it weren't for that, if you were able to inflict status summons, and of course had a better SA2, I think this character could have been a lot better to use. Not better than Macy, not better than Holobankai Toshiro. That's all. Just a character to enjoy if you're an Aznath fan like me. That's about it. This 1000-year blower Byakuya is mainly a booster for the melee no affiliation guild quest, and they made him into an SP character, and he doesn't even have Havoc. Thank God that this was one of the final SP characters to not get Havoc, and we don't ever see that again, because Minmonth has pretty much provided us better characters, which is pretty good. But other than that, no SP boost, no Berserker, but does have a lot of different multipliers added on top, like full stam damage boost of 30%, full stam strong attack damage of 40%, damage to weaken enemies, and has Frenzy +2 with Star Bearer +10 boosts, and has the booster skill, so 43% extra focus. And once you look at everything else, he does have Fire Immunity, Marauder, and Current +1. And all you guys need to know is that he has almost the same kit as Bambi's Zombietta without Havoc, and of course the SA1 is a really skinny beam. 725 width, that's not good. 800 AoE in front, full screen SA3, yeah, he's just a booster and nothing else. Pretty much it. Like, he's made to pair well with Yuha, but nowadays Yuha has been replaced by Oetsu for melee no affiliation guild quests, so that's pretty much why. This Conqueror Ichigo is still quite solid, albeit he's not good in guild quests, let's be honest. He's just a purity character with Frenzy +2, 100% purity, no Berserker, but as a co-op unit, he actually can work efficiently. If you have the Future Society Noitora link, you can turn this guy into a Super Link Saw Potion character, because he does have hidden enemies, and Pierce Iron Skin, and is immune to all status summons, so this character is still quite fun use overall. Not as crazy valuable as Tensa Zangetsu or any of the other Super Potion characters, but he's still a fun character. That's the 3k length beam, double full screen essays, which I do miss. I wish we had that more on so many different characters, but the last character to get it was like, you know, the Mind Okiora, and he doesn't even have a beam, but you guys get the point. I wish this kit was replicated just a teeny tiny bit more. Up next is Gremmy, mainly a link for the Mind characters, and a good one at that, because he does have strong attack reaches time -12%, with full stam strong attack damage of 20%, but even outside of the link aspect, he's actually quite solid with the Resurrection, because he did get the SP boost. He also got 30% more damage to element affected enemies of 30%, and his Berserker got buffed from 20 to 30%, and thanks to the soul traits, he's actually a bit more usable. You can use the character in Link Slot Trials. He's a bit of an easier character to use now thanks to this upgrade overall, and he also did pick up Guard Break as the innate ability. And sadly, the only thing about him is that the SA1 sucks. It's the 18% shave, but then you have a 960 SA2 and a full screen 1200 radius SA3, so that's pretty much about it for Gremmy. Candace, similar Resurrection to Gremmy, just the soul trait is different, as she has damage to paralyzed enemies of 20%, and that's a good link for the new 1000-year blower Candace. And even then, the upgrades are just mainly the same. No guard break though, so she'll perform similarly, but was given long stride, funny enough. And yeah, as I was saying, she'll perform similarly, but when it comes to enemy mobs that have melee guard, yeah, she's gonna do less damage compared to Gremmy. That's pretty much about it for this unit. Zombie Toshiro, his upgrades are pretty much similar to Candace and Gremmy, but doesn't have extra damage to element affected enemies. But the link is the same as Gremmy, so very valuable for every Mind character. And he has a bit of a different kit compared to Gremmy and Candace, because he has double lunges and then an 1170 SA3. So if you guys are a Toshiro fan, he's actually pretty solid with his Resurrection. Of course, more dupes invested into him will make him better. The Speed Yamamoto, mainly a good link for speed characters, full stamp 16%. I don't know if this current Link Saw Trials has power attribute hollows. I'm gonna have to double check again, but I'm pretty sure it does. If it doesn't, you guys are free to correct me in the comment section down below. But besides that, no SP boost, no Havoc, that's all. We don't need to talk about this character. He's pretty much worthless, even with his Resurrection. And then there's Shinsui, solid link. Upgrades needed to be better. These were the very first 1000-year blow Resurrections, and they didn't really do too much justice whatsoever. So just the link aspect is okay, and we have better links for speed, I have to be honest. But yeah, let me know if you guys are going to be summoning or not. I am definitely forced to summon because these are characters I need for Guild Quest, but we'll see. We'll see. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos, and hope to see you guys all in the next one. So take care, lads. Peace out. Bye. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.